Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brothas Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ followers perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with Katie Smooth at One Brothas Mind.
The time for scared, lip trembling, word changing, self-denying, compromising, knee shaking black people is over. If you have something to say, speak up with authority and conviction. If not, sit down and shut up. We have to have the power to tell the truth, to say whatever is necessary, to do what needs to be done, whatever it is, no matter who it may hurt.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Katie Smooth coming back at you with a new report. I pray you all are doing well. Shalom, family. In today's report, we are going to discuss this issue on your screen. Prices and cost of living are increasing. Can you survive? What will you do? Like many of you family, I've been watching what's going on out here in these streets and in these social media streets. And more people are, especially in the social media streets, are making videos complaining about how hard they're struggling, paying their bills, finding jobs, sustaining themselves and or their families. So, with all that being said and more that's being reported, I felt, since it seemed no one else had done it, I should come on here and do a report trying to offer some solutions to those that are struggling, especially in the so-called black community. That's my specific target today, but if anyone else can benefit from this information, hey, do you. But a lot of our family, especially our young ones, and even some of our veterans are struggling. We can't figure out how to survive in this current circumstance. And one of the primary problems is what you see on your screen, and I'll get to this video on your screen here in a moment. But a lot of people they're living, in my view here at One Brothas Mind, above their means. And they don't know how to reel it back in. In fact, many of them were never taught by their parents or a parent how to live within their means. Literally, that's where the difficulty comes for most. They were never taught how to manage their household budget, especially when times and money is tight. They were never taught how to grocery shop. they were never taught how to even eat their family's menu, how to manage their family's menu in ways that help reduce costs to make it so that they're able to function. Okay? So we're going to dig into that here at One Brothas Mind. And before we do, family, please remember to smash the like button, share this video on all your social media with all your peoples, and be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we bring you the information, facts, and truth you need. Okay, family. As I said, I'm going to bring you some video clips, just, in case you've not seen many of them. I'm going to bring you a few, and we're going to end with this guy's video that's on your screen now, because this is where I want to focus. He's having problems with his family budget, and I want to focus there, and then we'll move on. But first, we'll do our videos, and then we will get going from there. Okay, so as I said, a couple of videos, or a few actually, and then we will get into it. Here we go.
I just feel like some of these bills should be 6 months, every 3 months. Every month is crazy. You got the rent, you got the car note, you got the insurance, you got the phone bill, Wi-Fi, electricity, water, gas. All every fucking month. Can I live? Can I have one vacation? No, I can't, because it's every month. Don't stop. It doesn't stop. Every month, rent. I just paid the rent. What are you telling me? The first is Saturday? This Saturday? This Saturday?
Hi, welcome back.
Okay. For some reason, we're having some technical difficulties with our clips. We're going to try to resolve those here in a moment. See if we can get those resolved. Okay, let's try it again. Here we go.
Mode, because despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living. I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I am sacrificing my mental health, my time, and my energy to take care of people in their most vulnerable moments, and a lot of the time they do not make it. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills. And for anyone who's thinking, oh, well, you shouldn't have chose that job, somebody has to do it. And you know damn well, if your loved one was critically ill, you would want somebody to take care of them, right? Something has to give. I cannot keep doing this.
You want to talk about radicalizing the working class, babe? I come into my job yesterday. We clocked in. Our boss is like, you guys got to do the price changes. We're going to do them as a team because it's faster that way. Usually it was one person. We're like, all right, no biggie. We divvy up the price changes yesterday. We're looking at the items. The markup is...
Okay. Let's get this together here. Let's try to restart this one. Okay. Here we go.
We divvy up the price changes yesterday. We're looking at the items. The markup is literally over 100%. I'm talking the things that were $20 on Wednesday are now $40. Literally over 100% motherfucking markup. And here's the craziest part. We clocked back in this morning. 48 hours. And the prices have increased on the exact same items that we put out yesterday. I'm talking, I put out a sign for something on the 5th of January, 2 weeks ago, and it was $49.99. And now, in 48 hours, it has gone from $49.99 to $79.99 to $129. $129. Ain't shit changed with the vendor, ain't shit changed with the company, ain't shit changed with the manufacturer, ain't shit changed about how they building it. It just went up more than double the price in 48 hours.
Everyone talks about how New York City is in a housing crisis.
Okay. I'm going to try to get to our next clip. Okay. Here we go.
$10. That's $10 a week. Y'all wanna do something? That's it. It gotta be $10 or fucking less. Nigga, I don't make bad money. Where the is it going? I'm not understanding.
It's not normal, bruh. It's not normal. I'm gonna need.
Okay.
It's not normal. I'm gonna need everybody to snap out of it. Stop trying to make 2 incomes, 3 incomes, multiple streams of income normal. It's not. It's not. Capitalism is just winning.
Nobody else has the balls to say it. I'm gonna say it.
Okay. We're going to move on to some additional clips. Here we go.
The way the cost of living has gone up is fucking crazy. A 1-bedroom apartment is damn near $2,000 a month, which is crazy. Like, what? Food is steady going up, and it's just like, damn, what do y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to live on the street in a box and, you know, eat out the garbage and drink my spit? Because at this point, that's what I'm finna fucking do. Because no, I'm not gonna pay for no $2,000 apartment and I'm barely in it, motherfucker, because I'm always at work trying to keep the motherfucker. So I don't know.
So Trump's budget is in, and people.
Okay. Now we're gonna go to our last set of clips. Sorry for the. Seems like YouTube is lagging and messing with my feet a little bit today, but we're going to try to push on through. Here we go.
This is why I feel like the cost of living has never been as bad as it is right now.
Wow.
Because it used to be when the cost of living was high, it was for the things that you need in life. Food, gas, shelter, etc. All of those things cost a lot of money. Right now, all of those things still cost a lot of money. And also, I feel like it's just expensive to just be alive.
Still having a little technical difficulties here, family. Bear with me.
Like, I feel like my life as soon as I wake up is literally just me putting down a credit card, and it's just a tab. And life is a bartender, and it's just like, what are you gonna have? And I'm just like, I'm okay. I don't really need anything today. And it's just like, oh really? Well, if you're gonna be here, you're gonna need to spend money. And I'm just like, what do you mean here? I'm just in the world. And it's just like, yeah, you have to buy something now. It's even getting to the point where, like, I feel like even my thoughts are getting expensive, you know? Like I could just have the thought of like, my nose is a little stuffy. And then all of a sudden, I open up my phone 10 minutes later and have 12 ads for like, oh, you have a pollen allergy and you got to buy these anti-pollen allergy pills or you're going to suffocate in your sleep. Sleep is the only place I still feel kind of safe. But even there, it's like I could have sleep problems for one night and then I wake up feeling kind of groggy and all of a sudden I'm getting targeted ads for melatonin gummies. It's like all of our necessities are still expensive, and then also just every increment of our life costs something.
I hate to be the one to say this, but the reason that the cost of
Okay. Here we go with our next clip. Did y'all hear that first one? I'm going to replay that first one just in case y'all didn't hear that first one because of the difficulties we're having. Let's try that again.
Let's break it all down.
This is why I feel like the cost of living has never been as bad as it is right now. Because it used to be when the cost of living was high, it was for the things that you need in life. Food, gas, shelter, etc. All those things cost a lot of money. Right now, all of those things still cost a lot of money. And also, I feel like it's just expensive to just be alive. Like, I feel like my life as soon as I wake up is literally just me putting down a credit card and it's just a tab. And life is a bartender. And it's just like, what are you going to have? And I'm just like, I'm okay. I don't really need anything today. And it's just like, oh, really? Well, if you're going to be here, you're going to need to spend money. And I'm just like, what do you mean here? I'm just in the world. And it's just like, yeah, you have to buy something now. It's even getting to the point where, like, I feel like even my thoughts are getting expensive, you know? Like I could just have the thought of like, my nose is a little stuffy. And then all of a sudden, I open up my phone 10 minutes later and have 12 ads for like, oh, you have a pollen allergy and you got to buy these anti-pollen allergy pills or you're going to suffocate in your sleep. Sleep is the only place I still feel kind of safe. But even there, it's like I could have sleep problems for one night and then I wake up feeling kind of groggy and all of a sudden I'm getting targeted ads for melatonin gummies. It's like all of our necessities are still expensive, and then also just every increment of our life costs something.
I hate to be the one to say this, but the reason that the cost of living is so high and the reason that regular household items and groceries continue to increase is because we don't know how to stop purchasing things. We don't know how to say no. We don't have self-control. Like, if I think about history and why in the history books people actually got like a little bit of change, it's because they had some sort of resistance, some sort of self-control. We literally buy. Amazon, TikTok, freaking Target, Fashion Nova, Shein, whatever the case may be. All of these stores always gets orders just coming in and out. At what point do we say no? At what point do we fight back? Because the reality of it is the government is looking at us like, okay, they're never going to stop. So why would we decrease the price on anything? Y'all need to just make some more money and fend for yourselves. But no, everybody has to have the latest everything. I don't know. But coming into the new year, January 2025, I will not be purchasing anything that is not necessary. And I say this and I'm holding myself to it because I am tired of eating my money. I am tired of wearing my money. It needs to go somewhere else. Who's with me?
Serious question. How are people affording anything in 2025? I'm having surgery in 2 weeks on my neck, so I was told to get certain types of shirts so it wouldn't bother the area. I go to Goodwill. I'm looking at prices $9.99 for used shirts that are of no brand of value at all anywhere. Like, maybe it was Target. I don't even know. I probably could go to Target and get it for like brand new for the same price at this point. I don't know. But seriously, how is it that I have just gotten priced out of a thrift store? Not only that, I cannot remember the last time I actually went out and had a meal in a restaurant. We do not order out. We don't even get pizza because we're trying to save everything for 2025 with all of my health stuff. I am so sick of my own fucking cooking. You have no idea. I'm a bad cook. And I am so freaking tired of my own food. But how do people afford to go to a restaurant, sit down, and have a meal? Like, that is a foreign concept to me at this point. And I can't remember the last time I went and saw a movie in a theater. I can't even afford to rent them on demand. I will show you what I do. This is what I do. I have an enormous DVD collection. And this is all I can afford, because I will get these at the thrift stores. Cheap as shit. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm 20 years old again and I'm living pennies to pennies and can't afford dick anymore. How are people doing this?
Very frustrated, of course.
For a person who doesn't have money, I think it makes a big difference.
There's like all these homeowners trying to charge people like almost $3,000 and for like such a small living space.
My rent's $1,200. Yeah, I got 4 roommates.
You can't even get an SRO now for less than, well, $750. There are some, but I mean, conditions are not livable as far as I'm concerned.
Love the city. Like, I like to live in Vancouver. It's just everything is really expensive, and the rent is the most expensive thing.
It's very little.
Yeah.
That's very little.
It's already high, so like it's, you know, like it's already up here. So if you're slowing that down, like we need more housing. You need to get to the root of it.
I want an inexpensive place to live, don't get me wrong, but I feel for landlords, I think it's actually quite reasonable, its cost of living.
Obviously there's a problem.
Yeah.
President Trump has been in office for a week now. One of the most important things that he says that he's going to take care of is reducing grocery bills. I know it's not this major political thing, but for me as a single mom, that's important. I have 2 adolescent boys. They're eating me out of house and home. Remember that quote, eating out of house and home? Yeah, my kids are ravenous. The food bill is crazy. I'm going to be doing a comparative analysis over 3 different stores to see if prices do come down. So I did Trader Joe's yesterday. I went there, and I'm getting like staple stuff that we always eat, that I know we'll always eat, and that I know will always be in the stores. So nothing crazy. I didn't go like buying a bunch of stuff, just some staple items. So Trader Joe's was yesterday. I spent $61.58. I'm gonna go into Aldi and then Walmart and purchase the same exact stuff and see what they are comparatively, and then over the next few months I'm going to be tracking. I'll be doing the same thing, so be sure to follow me so you can kind of follow along with the progress and see if these grocery bills do come down. I got these at Trader Joe's yesterday. I put them on a separate order. They're cool as that. Kiwis, organic blueberries, English cucumber, butter lettuce. These don't look so hot. That one's not too bad. Grape tomatoes. What price are these? $1.89, $2.89. I kind of want to get these kind. No, we'll get these. No, I don't want those. Maybe we should get these. Ew. That's fine. I changed my mind because these are kind of cool. I've never seen these here before. And they're like the same price. Oh my god, side note, I have these, so I'm not going to get more, but these are so good in hummus. So good. Bread. I'm going to freeze this one since I got one yesterday. These are like side items that I'm purchasing separately. Has anyone seen the dill pickle cheese and cracker viral thing going around? I think my son would love it, so we're gonna try that, but this will be like a separate order. Our order feta, like squash. That looks good. I had to come to this aisle because if you know, you know. How cute is this? Scalloped welcome mat. I think I have to get it. Getting it. Sticks. They're out of the organic, but it's the same price. So, tofu, refrigerated tuna fish. I don't like all these tuna, so I'll give this to my dogs. It's gonna be on like my side order, but oh my god, I'm addicted to this stuff. We have vegetable broth. Separate order. My separate order section's filling up. Tomato sauce. I think we're gonna go for the tomato basil. Unpopular opinion, gnomes, they're creepy. I don't get it. I've never seen this here before. And I think what I'll do to like cut down on the calories is to kind of like cut it with Greek yogurt. And organic blueberries are on my list. Not sure what eggs to get because usually my chickens make eggs, but they've been so lazy lately because it's winter. I'm guessing pasture raised is the best option. So I'm gonna go for the best. I found this guy. He's cute. He's coming home. Almond milk, Greek yogurt.
I think you get the point on that, family. A couple more clips, and then we'll get started.
My list to make sure I got it all.
Wait. Okay, here we go.
$15 fucking for a stick. I'm gonna just have to start sticking shit in my purse again. I don't care because I can't go without deodorant, and y'all know y'all taxing for that shit. Like, come on now, something gotta give. Everything is just too fucking expensive for me. Every single thing. Like, it's to the point I be rationing out fucking deodorant. I'm only doing 2 swipes a day because I can't afford to do 3 or 4 swipes back and forth because I'm gonna run out of deodorant too fucking fast. Toothpaste too. And the thing is, you can find cheap shit, but it ain't gonna hold you. I'm not about to buy no cheap ass deodorant and be musty as fuck all day. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toilet tissue and that shit break while I'm wiping my ass. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toothpaste and my fucking breath be stinking after I done brush my teeth. Like, y'all gonna have to give. Like, and then it's like, if you do buy quality shit, it got poison in it. And the stuff that don't have the poison in it is too damn expensive for anybody to afford. Like, this shit is just beyond me. Like, I'm at the point, I'm either about to start stealing shit again, or I'm about to start making my own shit. Y'all, like, the economy gonna have to decide at this point.
Here are 3 reasons why homelessness is going to get worse in 2025. Number 1, we aren't building enough housing. So construction of new housing is down nationwide, and that means an already tight rental market is going to get even more competitive. And this is especially bad for folks with extremely low incomes, because the reality in a capitalistic system, whether you like it or not, this is just how it is, there's no financial incentive to build deeply affordable housing. So unless the city that you live in is building it, the private market's not interested in doing it. And right now, for every 100 people who need deeply affordable housing, there are only 33 units available, and we're not building anything to close the gap. Number 2, Medicaid cuts. So Medicaid cuts always result in an increase in homelessness. This is just the cause and effect reality of the healthcare system in America. And Medicaid isn't just healthcare for folks, it's a lifeline. So when people with chronic conditions lose their coverage, things unravel quick. Their health gets bad, they can't work, and eventually they lose their housing. But there's a more direct impact. Medicaid funds critically supportive services for folks with serious mental illness and disabilities. And when those programs are cut, there's no replacement for them. And without support, more people are going to end up homeless. Number 3, and this is the one that frustrates me the most, we spent COVID relief money on rent instead of housing. So during COVID, we had the biggest investment in homelessness in American history. But instead of buying apartment buildings or building housing, we used that money to pay rent to landlords. Now, some cities did it right and they bought assets, but most didn't. Now that money is running out and rents are still high, and a lot of the people that we helped temporarily back then are still at square one because rent is still high and everything's expensive. By the end of 2025, most of those funds are going to be gone, and we've got almost nothing permanent to show for it. We had a chance to change the system, but instead we bought time, and it kind of feels like the clock's running out. America responds really well to crisis, and we're going to have to, but we got to stop fighting each other. We can solve this problem, and we can do it together. Thanks so much for listening.
21, the median mortgage was $1,682. That's including taxes and insurance. Putting 2 children through child care, $1,600 a month. 2 used cars off of the lot, $400 a piece per month. That's $800 in total. I have gas at $180. I have student debt for one person in the household at $300 a month. Power at $149. Food at $650. Again, a young family, formula, all of that. $137 for your phone bill and $400 for your health insurance, giving you a total in 2021 of raising a young family in America in a household at $5,888 a month. In 2024, the median mortgage is $2,660, including insurance and taxes. Putting 2 children through child care is $2,300 a month in total. Used cars, $900 a month in total. Gas, $410 for now for both of those vehicles. Student debt, $400 for one of the people in the household. Power, $198 per month. Food, $900 per month. Again, young family. Phone, $150 per month, and health insurance up to now $500 a month, giving your total monthly expenses for getting started with a young family in America at $7,368. Raising a young family in America in 2021, it would have cost you $70,656 a year. Following the same exact metrics, just now 3.5 years later, you'd be paying $18,416. That is almost an $18,000 increase in what you would have to make in order to raise a young family in America in just a 3-year span.
Okay. Now we're going to chop it up, family. I'm pretty sure you guys got a pretty good idea of how people are dealing with this. Yeah. And again, family, apologize for some of the language out here. It's not easy to cut out a lot of the language, but we grown, family, and everybody's not where we are. Okay? So, let's dig into this issue on your screen. That was the brother that was breaking it down. The average cost for a family of 4. Some of us family were taught how to live more economically by our parents, and some of us were not. Now, family, y'all know a large percentage of us so-called black people in America, we've been, living within our means for generations, for decades, centuries. But most people out here, like this brother on this clip here, coming up with these average numbers, so many people don't know or were never taught. So I'm going to do it. Like I said, I hadn't really seen nobody taking a stab at this, giving out some details, helpful information, explaining how you're supposed to do it, ways you can cut your family's budget and costs. But we're going to do it here today on One Brothas Mind. All right, so let's get started. All right, same image, family, on the left. I went down his list. Okay, we're going to use his numbers, and I went down his list, and on the right, I'm identifying ways to reduce your budget. And some of these are pretty cut and dry and simple. Other ones we're going to get into a little deeper to really drill down on the details of how to do it. So, we're trying to be helpful here, family. There's too many people out here struggling and ending up living in their cars and homeless and tents, and there's options if someone teaches you. And Katie Smooth got y'all, okay? I mean, even, it's not just the young folks, family. It's a lot of 40, 50, 60-year-olds that in many ways were never taught certain things. You can only do what you are aware of. All right, so let's go. We're going to kind of start at the top right, and we're going to come down, work our way down to the bottom. As you see on the left, family of 4. Let's take the 88,416 area. Let's go with that. The first one, rent. Okay? The primary problem that most people are having with rent was they were never taught the correct perspective about providing shelter for themselves and their family here in the U.S. Okay, it may be different somewhere else, but here in the U.S. there's a specific plan that you must follow to prevent yourself from being in a situation where you're just throwing away money, and it's every year you're throwing away more and more money on rent. Okay, most people get the idea that instead of renting your whole life, which is the worst option that you could ever do, you need to buy a home. But here is where the biggest problem comes. Most people are trying to buy the largest, most expensive house they possibly can buy, that they can get approved for on a loan. That is the worst thing you can do, especially in today's economic conditions. Really in most, but especially in today's. Them $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 houses, that's a part of the trap, family. That's a part of the trap. Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Trying to flex on people. Oh, look at my house. And as we know, many people today have done this, and they're living in houses, they're house poor. You go in their house, they got most of the house is empty. There's nothing in the rooms. They're just barely hanging on to that house. And for many young people, y'all saying, well, what are we supposed to do? Don't buy no $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 house. I don't care if today you have a job and it seems like you got the bag to do that. Don't fall for the trick, for the trap. All right. What most people should be doing is buying single family homes that range anywhere from, say, $40,000 all the way up to maybe $100K, depending on your income. Okay? Now, doing that, you buy those type of houses on either 10 or 15-year fixed rate mortgages. Do not do adjustables, do fixed rate mortgages. Okay? So your mortgage doesn't change in theory. Okay? The only thing that can make, if you do that, that can make your mortgage change is an increase in your property tax. But we'll get into that here later. The reason why you do a 10 or 15-year mortgage is because in America, your goal must be to pay your house off. Your house loan paid off. If you can pay it off in 10 years, great. If you can pay it off in 15 years, great. Now, the part of the other trap, or another part of the trap, is they're getting there, many people with these 30-year mortgages because they're trying to get the biggest, most expensive house that they can get. Wrong. Yes, if you're in the part of society, your bags are that big and you can afford to do all that, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to about 65% of U.S. citizens that your bags aren't that big, okay? This is the plan in regards to buying a house. And you need to try to buy the house. You don't necessarily wait until you get married. Try to buy you one of these single family homes right after you graduate college, or a few years once you get settled in your career or working after you graduate high school. Basically, by the time you hit 25, 26 area, you should be buying or have bought your first home, which should be a single family home. Okay? But again, I'm going to get more into that in a lot more detail in just a moment. In other words, that's how you reduce your rent costs. They're saying $2,600, you get a $75,000, $80,000 house. Your mortgage is not, most cases, is not going to be $2,600. It's going to be cheaper. Do you see that? Okay, they got mortgage calculators online. Plot in the numbers and it'll tell you, give you examples of how much your mortgage will be on 10, 15-year loans. Okay? Here at One Brothas Mind, I recommend a 10-year loan. Okay? Our parents worked jobs where they retired from. They worked from 20, 30, 40 years. That doesn't really exist today. The average person works a job no more than 3 to 5 years, and then they're changing jobs, right? So why would you sign a 30-year mortgage loan when you're going to be changing jobs every approximately 4 years? And with some of those job changes, your income are going to go up and it's going to go down. Okay? Are you going to be able to maintain your 30-year mortgage rate on this big old house when your income drops because you changed jobs, got downsized, laid off, got cut by the Cheeto man? Yeah. Therein lies the problem with 30-year mortgages. Okay? That's why you want to only want to sign for 10 or 15-year mortgages. Okay? Single family homes that are much more affordable, between $40,000 to $100,000, your mortgage payment will be lower than this guy's $2,660 on this screen. Okay? That's the first thing. And then second, with that lower mortgage payment, you should be able to easily be able to tell whether you can afford that mortgage payment or not. If you can, you might have found a house that will be a good fit for you and your family. And it's not going to put you guys in a financial bind. That's the point. You're not supposed to live at the top end of your income, because that's unsustainable, because prices and costs will go up over time. Okay. You said the family of four is spending $2,300 on daycare. Yeah, if you approach it from the normal kind of licensed daycare centers, but in that process, you need to be looking for private daycare providers. Is there any cousins in your family providing daycare options? Okay? Most often, private daycare providers, like family or close friends, they're charging a lot cheaper price for daycare than your, brick and mortar licensed daycare providers. Okay? That's one option. The other option you need to consider, family of four, consider having a stay-at-home parent. I'm going to get more into the stay-at-home parent part here in a moment. Stay with me. A stay-at-home parent reduces expenses in many cases and can actually also add savings and potentially a side hustle. But again, we're going to get into more in a moment. Your 2 car payments. He said 2 car payments, like a little over $400 each. He's got $900 here. Family of 4, right? You should not have car payments in today's economic situation unless you really can afford them. Okay? Most people that are complaining cannot afford car payments, but they're going and signing for them anyway. Why? Stack your chips up. If nothing more, family of 4, at the end of the year, they're going to get a tax refund, somewhere between $3,000 to $6,000 of a tax refund, right? Let's say you have 2 car payments, just like he's listed. End of the year, this family gets a $5,000 tax refund. A good used car today is going to cost you between $4,000 to say maybe $7,000 cash. So if you wait until you get your tax refund, this family, and they get a $5,000 tax refund, they could take that refund and go and pay $5,000 for a good used car, right? Once they've done that, they can take one of their car that they have payments on and go return it back to the dealership. So y'all can take this back. We can't afford this no more. Now, keep in mind, you will, if you do that, you will take a hit on your credit report and your credit score. That will happen. So do your own research. Again, I'm just giving examples. This is not financial advice, but I'm giving you examples of options of things you can do to reduce your expenses for your household budget. Okay? So if you took that example, now you got only one car payment, you just now every month you're saving $400 plus a month. Okay? And you can, of course, as you save up money, you can do the same thing with the second car. So now you have a family that has 0 car payments. You got 2 cars that you pay cash for, but you have no car payment. You see, you just eliminated $900. You're saving $900 just that quick. If you go and pay cash for cars, used cars, those are cars you can afford. Okay? Let's move on. He listed gas prices. You're kind of screwed on those if you're following the lines that are direct. You're kind of screwed on gas because we don't control the price of gas, but the only thing you can do there is to try to minimize your driving trips. One good practice is to knock out multiple birds with one stone. If there's a errand or a driving trip that you know you have to make, okay, like you say you go to work, okay, if there's some other little pickup things you need to pick up or do, figure out in the same area where you work, pick up those things in that area. Don't drive all the way across town for one thing over here and all the way across town for one thing over there. Don't do that. Identify what you can pick up or take care of in the same area, 2, 3, 4 different things, or on your way home, and then come home. You've just saved yourself a bunch of gas going north, south, east, and west. Okay? That's about the only thing you really can do with gas. But other than that, kind of screwed on gas. Student loan, screwed on that. Should never sign for that. As you see on your screen on the right, the more efficient, economic way to complete college is to actually work yourself through college. I have reports here at One Brothas Mind on 2 different ways that you can attend college and graduate with 0 debt. Go to One Brothas Mind, go to the live tab and the video tab and scroll down. You'll find that report. Okay? But basically, you work during the summers like a insane person and potentially you work on the weekends during college at your local college or even an out-of-state college. Okay? You need to be able to maintain your GPA, of course, while doing this. You need to save all that money up and then also apply and qualify for as many scholarships and grants. There's a list. Again, it's a multifaceted way to do it, but you are able to work while going to college. Some people are able to do it where they can go to college full-time and work part-time and then full-time during the summers. Other people are able to do it where they work full-time and they go to college part-time. It takes a longer period of time, more years to graduate doing it that way, but at least you graduate, you got no student loan debt. Okay? All right. Your electric bill, kind of screwed on that. You're gonna, turn off the lights. Stop leaving lights on in the house, all over the house. That's a big one, especially in the Black community. Turn that light out. Close the doors. Stop leaving your doors open with your air and your heat running. Do different things to be more energy efficient, okay? They also have budget plans at the utility companies where you can sign up for. And so if you're on the budget plan, you'll pay a specific amount every month. And during the winter months, when most people's electric use increases, your bill will not. It will stay pretty much the same, and you won't get hit with no large bills that you can't pay unexpectedly. Okay? Food, follow the line, it goes down to the bottom right. You gotta incorporate price checking, bulk buying, more home cooking, multi-store shopping, and I got here struggle meals. I'm going to get more into this, to all those things here in a moment, to break those down, okay? Moving forward, cell phones. Stop getting the latest iPhone or Android. Stop doing that. Those new features ain't worth it. Stop it. Stop falling into the trap. I know people that still got iPhone 6s and they're still operating and working just fine. They get their phone calls, they own social media, they're doing everything just fine with an iPhone 6 that they bought. In fact, a lot of people are buying them used, 6s and 7s and stuff, and paying cash for them, so they got no monthly bill, no high monthly bill. And you say, well, you got to get service. Yeah, there's cheaper prepaid service options that come with no contract. One of them right now is what's it called? Mint Mobile. It's like $40 a month. So if you own your phone, whatever it is, and you're not under contract, you could sign up with an option like that and get pretty good service for $40 a month for one phone. Why are you paying all this extra money trying to get the newest iPhone? A lot of people are doing it because they don't have that $1,000, $1,500 or whatever that the price is for the new iPhone to get it. So they'll sign the contract. That's what the contract is. They're including service and the full price of your iPhone. Now you got to pay this high service and contract price for the next 2-3 years. Then by the time you're done paying it, you got to use iPhone. Stop doing that, okay? Health insurance, you're kind of screwed on that. If you're getting your insurance through your employer, they're going to charge you what they're going to charge you, and everybody's raising the prices. So you're kind of screwed on that, unless you change jobs and get a better option somewhere. Larger employers tend to get better pricing on health insurance than your medium to small employers, but you get the job. If you're working a job or jobs, that's you kind of stuck. You get what you get. Okay. Entertainment. He did not list a price for entertainment for family. Your TV, your cable, streaming, your movies, things of that nature, where you go, whatever you do for fun. There's a cost for all that, and it's usually pretty significant. You need to calculate what that cost is. But just say if like streaming and different things like that, family, read between the lines. There are cheaper alternatives. That's all I'm going to say there. I'm going to leave that there. Okay. Then another thing. Do you, family, with this family of 4, do you have a frugal spouse? That is huge. If your spouse is running around balling like there's no tomorrow, and y'all ain't really got bags like that, they eating out all the time, shopping all the time, just blowing money, that's one of your primary sources of where your money is leaking out your pockets. You need to be working off of a budget. Both spouses put together a budget that's agreed on and y'all stick to it. I know that's easier said than done for some spouses, but if you are actually married, it's even a bigger problem to try to solve. Many people have very bad, horrible financial habits. They don't live within their means. They don't budget. They don't live off a budget. They just spend money, impulse buying, things of that nature, emotional or stress spending. And they can never figure out why they're always broke. That's a lot of the reasons why. Okay? All right, so that's a quick rundown. Like I said, we're about to dig into some of the bigger expenses in more detail right now. All right. First, earlier at the top of that previous list, we started with purchasing a single family home. Instead of buying these $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 homes, get a $50,000 to $100,000 single family home. Like I said, on a 10 to 15 year fixed rate mortgage loan. Your rent, or actually correctly, your mortgage in most homes, single family homes like these, is going to be cheaper than what you're paying in rent in these apartment communities where you're living. Now, will you be living in the preferred neighborhood that you want to live in? Most likely not. Most likely not. Okay? But you won't be struggling about to go homeless. You will have a home to come to every day. And there's plenty of areas, many areas where single family homes, small single family homes like this, or the hood, or whatever you want to call it, a lot of these areas are not in high crime areas. That's a lie. It's a part of the trap. As well as a lot of us family, I know in here in the so-called black community, we, get promotions at our jobs or upgrade our jobs. We got bigger bag. The first thing we want to do is go move to the suburbs. The number one reason most people say, so my kids got access to better schools. Okay, that's a legitimate concern. But oftentimes you don't have to physically relocate to that suburban area for your kids to attend that school. There may be an option where you can get your kids enrolled in a better school outside of your neighborhood, and actually you provide their transportation to and from school. Don't leave that option out. Strongly consider that, because if you're able to make that happen successfully, you're also going to be keeping your housing costs at a more affordable rate instead of moving way out in some suburb, buying some big old house. I know that's your dream. That's everybody's dream. Okay, we get it. But that's not, everybody can't afford that. Most of the people that you saw on the clips earlier, they can't afford these $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 house, $100,000 houses. They need one of these kind of houses. You see that? They'll have cheaper, their mortgage will be cheaper than what the average rent is in most cases. And they'll be more stable, at least in regards to their housing costs. Do you see that, family? Okay, let's move on. All right, so again, going off of Dudes on the left, his breakdown. Buying a single family home on a 10 or 15 year mortgage loan, fixed rate, in a more affordable neighborhoods or the hood, you're gonna save between $500, $700 or so, give or take a few hundred here or there. on your monthly housing costs. Do you see that? Okay. You got your daycare costs. We already talked about that. If you are able to find private daycare, maybe a family member, a grandparent, a cousin. I'm going to talk more about that daycare in a moment. But if you're able to find that, you can save potentially up to $1,000 or more per month on your daycare expenses. Okay? I already went through your 2 vehicles that you're paying car payments on. Downsize those. Pay cash for your vehicles one at a time and get rid of your vehicles. Take them back. Return them. They have payments. Yes, you're going to take a credit hit if you do that on your credit report. But would you rather not take a credit hit and keep struggling paying these 2 car payments and speeding yourself up to becoming homeless, or return those vehicles, buy 2 vehicles with cash, as I described earlier, and not have car payments, and be able to take that savings to help maintain your other expenses? You gotta pick your poison. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to have all the brand new this and brand new that is not all that it's cracked up to be. Okay? You got your gas costs. I already talked about ways to minimize your gas use for your vehicles. You can create savings there. You're not really going to get savings from the next 2 items, from your electric bill and stuff like that. It's not going to be really significant. But then you can get savings. What was it? Let me back up here real quick, family. You got food, cell phone, and food, cell phone, food. You can create savings there. I'm going to get into that in just a moment. Ways that you create and reduce your family's food expense. Okay? Cell phone, we already talked about that and then covered. So collectively, just off what we've discussed so far, you literally can create approximately $3,000 a month saving for this example that this brother gave here on the left of the screen, just by doing the things that I just mentioned. Buying a single family home, reducing your daycare costs, switching from car payments to cars that you own and you pay for with cash, and so on and so forth. Wouldn't it be good? Everybody, I guarantee you, everybody on those clips, if they saw this report and they're like, man, I can save $3,000 a month. Oh, I'm doing that. The main reason why a lot of people are not doing these things that I've already mentioned is because they were never taught these things. These things weren't explained to them. Or they just hard-headed. You know how some people are, and just won't listen to their parents. Telling them and explaining them, that's too much. You're doing too much. That you're gonna struggle trying to keep that up. You need to do this and not that. Okay? But you know how what life does to people that are hard-headed. Y'all already know. All right. So it is possible to reduce expense. You just can't, like this brother's, I'm pretty sure he was raised by his parents and they had a family where they had high paying jobs and careers. Money was most likely never an issue. So he grew up like that, right? And you just kind of just buy what you want and you got it. Everything's cool. But if that's how he grew up and his parents never taught him, this is how we are living. But a part of parenting is teaching your kids how to live within their means, within within struggle times. Even if you're not struggling as parents, you got plenty bags. You still got to teach your kids how to live during struggle times, because you don't know how life is going to work out for them. They may not have the exact same life that you have or had. They may find themselves during different economic situations like we're in now. They may make some bad decisions and cause themselves to be in worser economic conditions. So they need to know how to live and how to survive within those struggles. Parents. But again, a lot of parents, they don't even know, which is creating young folks that don't know. Okay? And again, my point, do you have a frugal spouse? Really? Do you have a frugal spouse? Is the question. If you don't, I know you're feeling the pain. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. All right. Now, let's go talk about the cost of food. Family, there is a way, a method of grocery shopping. It's multifaceted, but there's a way to do it to where you can reduce your family's grocery bill up to $100, maybe $200 a month. Okay? The main factors are on your screen here. You have to, in many ways, do bulk buying or buying in bulk, or like wholesale clubs. You have to also include sales shopping. You got to put in work. You cannot just walk into the grocery store and pick up and buy what you want to make for your meal today or for dinner tonight. You're spending way more money going into the grocery store to get what you need for dinner for your family tonight versus if you bought the same food items just on sale and in larger packaging and what have you, and bulk buying. If you did all these methods all together, you would already have tonight's dinner ingredients at home that you got in a cheaper fashion. And then you can just go ahead and make it. But going to the store, buying your ingredients for individual meals is always, I repeat, always going to be way more expensive than doing these 3 shopping methods on your screen. Okay? That's the first lesson. So you can't be lazy doing these 3 shopping methods. You gotta, there's some things you have to learn and learn how to do. Okay? Let's start off at the top. Bulk buying or buying in bulk. Wholesale clubs. Whether it's, let me say this also, whether it's wholesale clubs or grocery stores or whatever, you cannot go to one store and buy everything that you need. You cannot do that. Even the wholesale clubs. Why? Because let's say this, all stores, no matter what kind of store they are, They all have certain things, certain items that they will put on sale and give a pretty good price for. But they're designed using that method to draw you into their store, and they're banking and counting on that you're too lazy to just buy and shop for those sales items and leave. You're going to be in that store and be like, oh, I'm here, let me go ahead and get the other stuff too. They make their money back that you earned or saved on the sales items. They make that money back on you buying all the other stuff that's not on sale and more. You have to understand that's the trick. We'll put a few items on sale. That's going to draw people in. Most people are going to stay at their store and buy all their other items also. So when you come out of that store doing that, you haven't saved anything. You think you have because you got those 4 or 5 sale items, but you pay more for the other items. So net gain is 0. Do you see that, family? Okay. With that being said, with bulk buying, you're, of course, focused on and applying the multi-store shopping method. You go to multiple stores and you only buy from each store the items that are on sale or the best sell items. And you compare the sale prices. One store, like you see over here to the left, I got a Kroger's grocery store weekly ad option. You're supposed to go through, you probably got 3-4 different grocery stores in your area that you're going to shop at or potentially shop at. Before you leave your house, you're supposed to go through each one of those stores' weekly ads. Identify the items that you need to pick up for your family in each one. Read those sales. Calculate which one has the best sale on this, which one has the best sale on that, which one. Make a list. Okay, like you see the couple in the top left, she's got a notebook. All 4 stores you should have written on your paper. You should have what 2, 3, 4, 5 items at that store that particular store has the best sell price on. So one would be Kroger, then you maybe got a Walmart over here, or you may got whatever other grocery store over there. Each of those grocery stores are going to have a better price on different things that you need for your family. Okay? And you should be making a list. You can sit now, most of the weekly ads for these grocery stores are available online on their websites now. So you can sit and just scroll through or on your phone and read through your sales ads, write down the item and the pricing for that one and go through all 3 and then be like, okay, if any of them have the same item on sale, which one has the best price? Okay, this the number 3 store. Okay, put that on that store's list. So now when you're all done, including your wholesale clubs, you include them in this process, because everything at the wholesale club is not the better price. I repeat, everything that you can buy in bulk is not automatically the best price. Oftentimes grocery stores will still have sale items that are a better price or cheaper price than what's at the wholesale club. But you have to price compare online when you're at home first and when you're physically in these stores. If you're doing it right, you will eventually get to a point where walking through whatever store you're walking through, you kind of already know off the top of your head what, if I'm in a Kroger's and I'm looking at an item, I know what the price is for that item off the dome that's at the wholesale club or at the other grocery store. because I've been comparing these prices for so long. You're not going to be there the first few times you do it. It's going to take a couple months because you basically will build up a memory of, you know what items you normally buy. And now you've seen those items and their prices at all of these different locations multiple times. And it'll start to lock in. Okay? And eventually you'll get to expert level where you can walk through any grocery store or whatever and you'll see a sales price on something. You're like, oh, that don't sell today. And you look at the price, you look at the per pound price or the per package, whatever it is, and you could tell automatically, no, that's already sale, but so-and-so or the wholesale club has that, their price for that is better. It's cheaper. So I'm not going to buy it here. You'll be able to do that on Jedi level after a while. Yeah, I know. Most of y'all lazy going, man, anybody got time to do all that? Okay, keep doing what you're doing. and you ain't got no money left every month. Keep on. Go ahead, Cletus. These are your two options. You either get with the program or keep struggling. Or end up homeless or whatever happens to you. I mean, hey, do you? But you can't say nobody told you. Nobody broke this down for you. Even if your parents didn't break this down for you. You can't say nobody did. Because I'm doing it for you right now. Teddy Smooth got you. All right. In addition to what we've already covered, if you're going to especially start doing bulk buying, you need to get you a deep freezer. If you got plenty of space, it doesn't really matter whether you get an upright or a regular horizontal freezer. But if you're like in an apartment and space is limited, get you an upright deep freezer. Now, during COVID, the deep freezers, they all sold out like crazy. And the sellers were jacking their prices up on it. Okay, that time is coming again. Okay, one pro tip: go to some of the areas in your city where used appliances are sold. Survey and price check those. Two things. Most times you're going to find the larger size deep freezers, which is what you want. And they're going to be way cheaper. You can get a deep freezer for about $200-$300, or really max big one, upright, from a used appliance place versus paying $1,000-$2,000 for one half of its size, even at a wholesale club. The key to deep freezers is to get the biggest one that you got space for. Because the bigger it is, the more food you can put in it and keep. Got it? Okay. Get the biggest one you can, especially if you're gonna go the used route, which I do suggest. Put that, I don't care if it's in the living room in the corner. If you ain't got enough room in your kitchen, in your apartment, put it in the living room, over in one of the corners. It's closed. You can get a little, if you really tripping off of it, you can get a little curtain type thing or a little something to put over there to put in front of it. So, when you're in the living room, everybody ain't just looking at it. But most people, if they're looking at it, they might be like, man, I need to do that. Because I can buy more stuff and y'all get it. Okay. Get your deep freezer. Practice these methods of bulk buying, on sale items, multi-store shopping where you're price comparing the sale items. And you're going to the stores that have the best sale items that you are looking for, and you're only buying those items and leaving. Going to the next store to get the other sale items. You're comparing like these weekly sales ads, things of that nature. If you do all these things right, you'll shave $50, $100 off or more off of your monthly grocery bill. Easy. Yes, it is work to do. But don't you need that extra money in your pocket? Staying in your pocket right by now every month? Yeah, I know most of y'all do. Okay, let's move forward. Now, one other note, you saw that lady in the shopping clip just grabbing the stuff. You can't shop like that. I can tell you that right now. That lady gonna have problems. If she's having financial issues, the way she grocery shops is a nightmare. One, she's buying a bunch of so-called organic stuff. Most people already know this, but if it's got organic listed on the price, that just means it's going to be more expensive. And in most cases, it's not really organic. It's a lie. She's buying stuff inside of jars talking about it's organic. Most cases, it's stuff not organic. They're lying to you. Okay? You want organic? Start you a garden at home. Start you a chemical-free garden at home. That's how you get organic. Other than that, most of the stuff that's saying organic is not organic. That's number one. Number two, she was picking up fancy packaging items. Okay? Fancy portioned items or custom portioned items. Those are always going to be more expensive because they customize the packaging and the portion sizes or whatever it is for you. The more customization the package is, the more expensive it's going to be. You need to, like that lady, she bought all these little cherry tomatoes, right? In this pack. She could have bought, in comparison, she could have bought one or two big slicer tomatoes, the ones that just sitting, it's a whole tomato just sitting there. Get one or two of those raw whole tomatoes instead of these cherry tomatoes. Those two whole tomatoes are going to be cheaper than the cherry tomatoes. Now, you say, well, I'm a single person. I can't, I'm not trying to, I only need a little tomato in my salad or whatever. Okay. Slice off the slice of tomato that you need off the whole tomato. While you're in that grocery store, pick you up some sandwich bags and put the rest of the tomato inside a sandwich bag, seal it up and put it in your refrigerator. And keep taking it out as you need more slices of tomatoes until you've used the tomato up. You don't need all these little pretty fancy cherry tomatoes that you're paying more for. Most of the things that she bought is in these special bags and special this and that. She bought lettuce for a salad. Buy you one head of lettuce and chop that salad up yourself. Chop that lettuce up yourself instead of buying a bag of pre-chopped fancy lettuce. See, a lot of y'all ain't been taught. Y'all got to mind, ooh, I want this lettuce. This is Spring Mountain lettuce and it's pre-chopped and ready to go. All I gotta do is put it in my bowl. You paying more for that. Go back down the aisle just a little bit. Get one big head of lettuce. If you need lettuce, take that home. Chop that up as you go. Make your salads. Well, this lettuce is a special kind of lettuce. It's a this kind of lettuce or that kind of lettuce. Okay, keep eating this kind of lettuce or that kind of lettuce while you're becoming homeless. Go ahead. Go on, that's what you want to do. Do you? My point, family, is you need to stick with the more basic raw items and vegetables, and you prepare them. You prep them. That's always going to be cheaper than buying anything that's pre-packaged or pre-prepared for you. Okay? All right, let's move forward. Now, we need to talk about this issue. what you're actually eating, are you eating expensively or inexpensively? And I know, family, most of us in the so-called black community, we've been doing this for so long. We know it ain't, most of us still doing it. we get it. But as you see, most people, there's a lot of young people out here, a lot of people that don't know how to do this. They were never taught how to do this. So I'm going to go through this for them briefly. Okay? I know people, so-called black people that don't know how to do this. They were never taught. They're in their 20s, they're in their 30s and 40s. I've gone grocery shopping with them and I'm watching them buy all this crazy high price stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? You got money like that? And then when they go, well, how do I supposed to do it? I said, go grocery shopping with me a couple times. I'll show you how to do it. I'll teach you. I've done that. And I've had some of them say, that's too much. I don't want to have to do all that. That's a whole lot of extra. Just like what we just talked about, the shopping part. They don't want to do. Okay, fine. Don't do it. Keep working yourself toward being homeless. That's your only other option. Okay? All right. Inexpensive eating. If you do not have at least one 12-quart cooking pot, family, get one immediately. Okay? A big mama pot, like you see on your screen, the big pot. Okay? Because you need, if you're struggling in this economic situation right here, and really for most people, you need to prepare large pot meals. Those meals, or some people call them struggle meals, whatever. But those meals are going to feed your family for 2 to 3 days. Okay? What you cook in these large pot meals. That's going to help you save money, because if you got this whole pot of food, let's say spaghetti, y'all eat off of that dinner off of that 3 days in a row. Guess what? You just saved a bunch of money, because that's a cheap meal. But it fed y'all for 3 days or however long. People getting your little lunch boxes, get that spaghetti out, eat the leftovers, take them to lunch. They got microwaves at the job. This is how you eat inexpensively. You still eating good. It's your spaghetti. Hopefully you like your cooking. Like that one lady said she didn't like her cooking. That wasn't a problem. That was not her problem. She don't know how to cook. And in this day and age, there's no excuse. There's gangs of people all over YouTube providing step-by-step recipes for how to cook stuff. Is everything on there good? No. I repeat, everything on YouTube, all the recipes are not good. I don't recommend them. What I do recommend, family, and most of y'all already know, most of the videos or whatever your recipe you're looking to cook, search and find a couple of so-called black people cooking or preparing that recipe. Study their recipe and video and then try it out, because y'all know we season our food. Everybody don't season their food, and as well as other issues. And that goes for everybody. Fine. If you want to fix spaghetti or bake spaghetti, whatever, something easy. Okay. Search baked spaghetti and scroll through the videos and find 2-3 different black people doing that recipe. Watch those videos and try those videos. Whichever one you seem to like most, that has the most or best seasoning, looks like, try that one. More times than not, you'll have found a baked recipe that you're going to enjoy. you and your family. Other than that, y'all help you. Because everybody don't season their food. But anyway, there's no excuse not to know how to cook now. Yes, it would have been best if your parent, or say your mom, was a great cook. Hopefully she taught you how to cook. At least one of your parents taught you how to cook. That's the best way to learn. But even if that didn't happen, I just gave you an option for learning how to cook and adding recipes to your, build a folder up. Once you find a recipe, save it to your recipe folder on YouTube or whatever. And then try it. If you like it, you got that recipe. Write it down. Note it down so you physically have it forever now. And then find the next recipe for something you want. And you should be trying, if possible, a so-called inexpensive food recipe, one pot recipe, at least once a week. A new one. If you're like her and you don't really know how to cook. If you already know how to cook, fix your pots, man. Okay. So here on the right, I got some examples of one pot inexpensive meals. In these 12 pot, these large pots you can cook for your family: spaghetti, chili. Make a big stir fry. Get you some bags of veggies. Get you some chicken. Like some, you can use, actually, most people try to use either chicken thighs or chicken breasts. That's the foo-foo way of doing it. I get it. But if things is tight, get them chicken quarters and boil them chicken quarters in a pot, and that meat will fall off of them, and you can put that meat in your stir fry. You can season it and put it in your stir fry. Pro tip. All right. Make pots of cabbage and potatoes and like some smoked sausages or something, or green beans and potatoes. Same thing. Smoked sausages. Those are delicious. And smoked sausage is pretty cheap. It's one of the cheaper meats that you can buy. Get your, like I said earlier, those big jumbo bags, those 10-pound bags of leg quarters. Price check them. See who's selling them the cheapest. Which store? Go get them there. Bring them home. Pull them out your deep freezer. Thaw them out. Clean them. Season them. Throw them in the oven and bake them. You got great baked chicken. Or cut them up. Follow a good fried chicken YouTube recipe. Fry it up. You got great fried chicken. It's cheap. Your family's eating. Even Hamburger Helper, y'all know. Meatloaf. It came very popular like back in the earlier years, even the 1980s, 70s, 60s, or 50s or so. Meatloaf became very popular because you can get ground beef is probably the cheapest beef meat that you can buy. So you can get a pound or a few pounds of ground beef, throw the vegetables and things, sauces and ingredients in that beef, and make a meatloaf. You can get some potatoes, which are pretty cheap, boil them up, make you some mashed potatoes, and whatever vegetable side you want to make. You got a whole 3-course meal, not 3-course, but a whole full meal for your family for pretty cheap. That's going to be filling. And again, you should be cooking. When you cook, say in that example, meatloaf, don't just do a 1-pound meatloaf. For a family of 4, I recommend you do like about a 3 or 4-pound meatloaf. Yeah, that big. Guess why? Because your family's going to eat off of that meal for 3 days. And it's going to be something to take for lunch. All that. Got a meatloaf. You got a big old 12-quart pot of potatoes where you make mashed potatoes, and you got a whole pot of mashed potatoes, a big old meatloaf, and a big old pot of whatever vegetable you want. Y'all gonna just package it up, put it in the refrigerator each day, and lunch and dinner is taken care of for the next 3 days. Y'all eating good. And if you're one of those people that say, I don't eat leftovers, okay, do you? We're gonna see how you gonna be able to keep doing that when you are homeless. Yeah. Y'all, man. Anyway. Also, toward the bottom on the right, the cheaper meats. Some people don't know this, so that's why we're gonna cover this. But chicken quarters is usually the cheapest chicken meat that you can buy. All other cuts of meat, even whole chickens, usually are more expensive, okay, than chicken quarters. Some of y'all didn't know that. Same thing with hamburger. That's the cheapest beef you usually can buy to make meals out of. Smoked sausage. I know a lot of us family are not trying to do the pork anymore. There is beef smoked sausage, and it's delicious. The regular, what is it? The Oscar Mayer, the regular brands, they have beef, and you can't really tell the difference, except for you knowing that it's beef and not pork. Okay? Don't miss out on that, family. Get you some green beans and some potatoes. Put them in a pot or an Instapot. Chop up a whole gang of beef smoked sausage in that Instapot. Throw some seasoning in that puppy. Turn it on about 4 minutes. Open that joke up. Man, you got some good eating. You got some quick, good eating for your family. Trust me, try it. All right. Also, bologna is a cheap deli meat. Many of y'all know, we grew up on the garlic bologna, the bologna with the red string on it or whatever. Right now, bologna is still cheaper than your deli meats that's at your deli counter. Okay, so if you still want sandwiches, but you need to reduce your costs, you stop buying the deli meats at the deli counter and focus on bologna sandwiches, things like that. Bologna sandwich, smoked sausage sandwiches, meatloaf sandwiches, chicken sandwiches. You can fry up a big chicken thigh, throw that joker on some bread and some hot spin. Y'all already know. Hot dogs. A lot of people are not big fans of hot dogs because most of the hot dogs that you guys are thinking of, they're trash pork-filled hot dogs, cheap hot dogs. But there are beef hot dogs that are delicious that are available for a little extra cost, but not really expensive. A lot of the wholesale clubs have beef hot dogs. You can get them also at places like Gordon's Food Services and things like that. They come in large. Some of them you get them by the case. And that's buying in bulk. If you buy it by the case, if you calculate how much the hot dogs cost, and they have different portion sizes. They got the small cuts that you're used to, and they got the really big hot dogs. They're like 4-to-1s. They're like quarter-pound hot dogs. They fill up your whole hot dog bun and then some. Trust me, that's how I roll with my hot dog. So, matter of fact, I got some in the refrigerator today. But anyway, you listening to all this, you may be thinking, I want to eat, more fancy stuff or more. Okay, keep on. Go ahead. Work your way. Keep making your way to being homeless, trying to eat expensively. There's a lot of people that are proud. I eat high price food. Okay. But they also, the next day, they're on social media talking about, on TikTok, talking about, I need help. No, your problem is you. Okay? Now, I also real quick want to touch on the image to the left bottom corner of your screen. This is an image of beef that's on sale, say at most grocery stores, right? What I want you to focus on is the price tags that are on here, okay? You can still purchase expensive or more expensive meats, beef, chicken, fish, what have you. But there's a way to do it, okay? I'm going to explain that way, where it's not as expensive as it normally would be. If you focus in, these packages have a white tag on the packaging. If you are able to pause and zoom in, the white tag has the original sale price and is the original sticker that was put on that piece of beef when it was put out for sale. Okay? These meats here are they're in their last few days of being able to be sold by the store before they're restricted from selling them. And the reason why they get to where they get restricted from selling certain meats is because those meats have been setting for X amount of days in the grocery store and have not sold. All the meat that they put out, if it doesn't sell within a certain amount of days, they have to start putting discount prices on it to get it to hurry up and sell. Now, the meat is still perfectly fine. Again, the meat is still perfectly fine. But what you need to do when you buy meat that have discount stickers added, like these on your screen, you take this meat home and you either cook it immediately or throw it in your deep freezer to preserve it until you're ready to use it. That's how that works. Now, the white sticker being the original price, if you look at the bottom of the white sticker, each of these meat packages have a yellow sticker. At Kroger's and at many other grocery stores, this yellow bottom portion displays the first or the only reduced price or sale price or clearance price, whatever you want to call it. It shows you what you're paying or would pay for this on sale. It's going to give you the price, per pound price, all that. It's going to give you the same information that's on the white sticker. It gives it to you on the yellow sticker. Okay? So you see how much discount you're getting. Sometimes meats like this we marked down to half off. You can have some ribeye steaks that were for sale for $15 a pound when they first were put out, but they didn't sell them all. And now they're getting close to their deadline. They put the yellow sticker on the bottom of it. Now that ribeye is being sold for $8 a pound. Do you see that? Okay? And some of them, like you see, have even a third sale sticker added. They put the first sale discount on it. It still didn't sell. Now they drop it even more. Putting a third sale sticker to reduce the price even more to hurry up and get them sold. Again, the meat is still good. You just take it home, use it immediately, or take it home and put it in your deep freezer until you're ready to use it. The meat is still perfectly fine. Okay? Here's a pro tip on this, what I've just explained to you. One, this is how you can still buy some steaks and roasts and expensive, like you're thinking of fish. A lot of fish is really expensive now, or whatever it is. This is how I suggest you buy that stuff when you see this type of process happen on the discounts. Now understand this. All grocery stores have implemented this type of labeling program in some fashion or another. In this example is Kroger's. They have a yellow sticker or another yellow sticker on top or whatever. So they know they implemented these options or this way of doing it for years. So they know a lot of customers who don't want to pay the regular full price are looking for these discount stickers, right? Pro tip, be clear. They're trying to trick you. You really got to watch and pay attention to what's on the sticker. Do not see just a yellow sticker or label on there and assume that's a discount price. They are doing that, tricking people. Make sure you see the white label that has the original price, the yellow sticker that has the discount price, or the third yellow sticker that has even more discounted price. Make sure you follow the price discount tree or trail. They'll put these white labels on here that have yellow stickers on the bottom, but there's no discount printed on that yellow part of the label. So you're still paying full price, is my point. Watch out for that. Okay? They're tricking people. Watch out for that. But as long as you can see the drop in price trail and follow it on the package, you should be okay. All right? Another pro tip. Specifically in the finding these type of packages, because you may say, well, I go to the grocery store all the time. I don't never see these kind of packages out for me. Why I don't never see them? The best time to find the discounted meats and packages is when the grocery store or wholesale club first opens. You got to be one of the first 5 people in the store. And the first place you go, if you are, is to the meat counter. If that store has discount meat packages like this, that's when you're going to see them the most. Okay? You got to beat the other 4 people back to the meat counter, but get back to the meat department as fast as you can. If they have some, that's when you're going to see these. And there's usually a few of them, but not a lot. So the first people that make it back to that meat counter are the ones that get these packages and are saving lots of money on more expensive meats. Do you see that? So yeah, you working all week long, whatever. Okay, instead of getting up, doing your Saturday morning house cleanings, find out what time the store opens on Saturday morning. Get up at that time and go to the store first, looking for these meats, these discounted meats. Buy them. Do your grocery shopping or your sales shopping, come home, put that stuff in the freezer. Then do your Saturday morning cleaning. Okay? You got to adjust. The best time, again, to find these discount, higher price meats is when the store first open. You be one of the first 5 people in. You go straight to the meat counter and start looking for them. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. But if you practice and keep doing this over and over, you will find discounted meats more times than not. And therefore, you're saving money. You can have more expensive, get you some steaks or whatever, but at a discount and still enjoy yourself. Okay? All right. Again, family, if you appreciate our content here at One Brothas Mind, smash the likes. Share this report on all your social media with all your people, and be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we're bringing you the information, facts, and truth you need. If you're a member here at One Brothas Mind family, you understand We provide solutions. And that's what we're doing here today. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next option. So we've covered grocery shopping and food costs. We've covered the other thing, and now just reducing your family's budget, ways to do that we've covered all that. You may be in a situation, family of 4,